And you could yawn.
Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe this is what I should be doing.
And I'm wee.
I don't know what I'm doing now.
You let this channel fall.
Hi lovelies! So I'm joined today by the lovely Jem, who has an amazing Instagram account called Wheelsnoheels, which you should definitely check out, and I'm going to put a link to in the description. Yeah! And we've also made a video that is on her channel, which is also linked in the description, so you can go and check that out. Hello! And her brother, I don't know what your dog's called.
Bindi.
Bindi! Hi Bindi! So I talked in my video about being disabled in school and what that was like for me, a little bit about friendships, and when we met up we had a really nice chat about friendships and what happens when you become disabled.
So I had heart surgery when I was 9. I had a coarctation repair on the aorta, and as I was coming around from the anaesthetic, the stitches burst and I had major internal bleeding, and the surgeons had to do the surgery there and then on PICU, and they managed to get my heart restarted, but I was without oxygen for over 10 minutes, which is pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And they really didn't know what state I was going to be in. I was in an induced coma for a couple of weeks, and eventually I came round. I couldn't see, I couldn't move, but just through pure determination and day by day and intense physiotherapy, I got to the point where I am now. So I've actually suffered a T10 incomplete spinal cord injury. So I use a wheelchair to get around from A to B, but I think I've done pretty well.
I think so. It's one of my favourite things about you is that you're really chirpy, like me. It's just like, yes, this big thing happened. It was really bad, but
we got
on pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know, my mum watched one of your videos and she was like, it was just like watching Jem.
Oh!
That happened when I was 9. Yeah, I went back to my original school, which was a massive school, and it was very boisterous, a lot of boys there, it was very big. And then my parents decided that it would be good to go to a quieter school, which I agreed with too. Yeah. And we went to a convent, an all-girls convent. Now I got some stories.
When I was a kid, I did consider that I wanted to be a nun when I grew up. But then I realised that was just because I was a lesbian. But you were only 9. I was 17 when I became really badly ill.
Yeah.
And then I was in hospital for 2 years. I think it's a whole different friend thing, isn't it, when you're 17? Everyone's got raging hormones, for one thing. If you miss 2 parties, you don't get invited to the 3rd party.
We were lucky. If you missed one, you'd never get invited to the next one.
Oh. And I had friends who, you know, there was one particular boy who I was best friends with, but after this happened to me, if I went up to him, even if he was in a group of other people, like I'd wheel up, and he would sort of look at me, and then he'd just walk away. Great. And just kind of that isolation was absolutely heartbreaking and ridiculous. And
you know, we were saying that people, they either have it or they don't have it.
Yeah.
And I think
gumption.
Yeah, like some friends will just be absolutely amazing and will just be like, yeah, let's just go for it, let's just do it. And you'll meet people and they will have it. And then you'll meet other people who just have absolutely no idea.
I think that was part of the problem with being when I was a teenager, and that most of my friends had no idea. They'd never met a disabled person in any sense. So I started going deaf and they didn't know anyone who was deaf, so that was a thing. And then I had mobility problems and they didn't know anyone who had mobility problems, so that was a thing. And then I had energy problems and they didn't know anyone with energy problems. So I was just this whole ball of weirdness that they just couldn't cope with, and it was much easier to just drop it, to just drop me. There were some people in my life who had been like friends of friends. These were the people who suddenly were absolutely amazing. And there are 2 of them. One has a mother who's got MS and one has a mother who's got ME. And they were just there. How can we help you? They saw how sad I was and they just treated me like a human being. Suddenly, I was so like, oh my gosh, someone's being really nice to me. You know, one of them, he's very hench. I think is the appropriate term. He's very muscled. So he would just scoop me up and carry me around places because it was just easier.
Yeah, I had some friends like that.
It just kind of like, I want to go there. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. No big deal. Or the other one, we went to go and stay with some friends, and I'd been so upset, thought that there was no way I could do this by myself. I couldn't get there. I couldn't look after myself. I was like, oh, my mum's got to come, I hate it. And she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna be there. And she completely took over my care. She helped me get dressed every morning. She helped me take my clothes off at night. She fed me if I needed feeding because my hands weren't working. This was a time my arms were paralysed. And it's amazing because these are the people that I think is just within them to be amazingly good people.
Yeah, exactly.
And they almost look around like, why wouldn't anyone else do this?
Yeah, it's having the X factor, isn't it?
Yes.
They've just got it, like I was just saying. They've either got it or they haven't. And I can literally count maybe on one hand the people I know that have it. I sometimes feel like I should tell these people that they've got it, but I don't know,
Send
that
them a
might
card.
be a bit weird. They might not know what I'm talking about.
So, it's kind of understandably difficult, I think, if someone you know, someone in your social group, maybe even someone at school has developed a disability or become ill. Sometimes there are kids who get cancer in your class in school, and how do you react? Often people say nothing and avoid that person and don't talk to them because it's so awkward. So here are our ideas of some tips that you can put into place if someone in your life has become disabled.
I would say treat them as you treated them before. They are still that person. Don't be scared of the aids that they might be using. I think people become very scared of a wheelchair. They might be scared to all of a sudden see a hearing aid because they haven't seen it before, or even like a prosthetic or anything like that. Because when you don't see something in everyday life, it can be a bit scary, can't it?
Yeah, something very new.
But I think you just need to normalise it. They're still your friend. Remember why you're friends with them in the first place. They're still that person. You need to be there for them. You need to give them the support they need. I think they kind of need to come to you in a way as well and listen to them and think ahead sometimes at what obstacles might be coming up. If you're going down one route that you always used to take at school and they've got stairs, think, hang on a minute, let's go this way, to try and make them feel more comfortable. Even maybe making a little joke out of something. Oh, hang on, we can't go this way. You're gonna make yourself in a worse situation. Let's go this way. And it kind of normalizes the situation. Everybody feels comfortable with it. It's like breaking the ice, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd rather people mention it than just completely ignore the fact. Like if I'm in a wheelchair and I see someone and last time they saw me I wasn't in a wheelchair and they don't say anything, I almost feel like you're gonna mention something now, like I'm your crotch height and you're just gonna breeze on by. Okay, fine. With your friend, when they become ill, when they become disabled, don't just talk about nothing or talk about everyday stuff. Let them know that they can vent to you. Because that was what I really wanted. I really wanted to be able to just sit down and be like, you know what, this has happened and it's really awful and I'm going to get really mad about it. But now let's talk about Made in Chelsea. Boundaries. This sounds a bit weird, but boundaries. Know your friend, know their boundaries. One of my amazing friends that I was talking about earlier, who used to carry me around everywhere, with the X Factor! He also used to call me the cripple. Or the crip, but it was quite a funny way.
You don't mind that?
I didn't from him. If someone else did it, I'd be like, I
Yeah.
will smack you. But he's doing it in an ironic way.
That is a careful.
So, know your friendship.
Yes.
If you're close like that and you joked that way before they became disabled, continue joking. If you made fun of the fact they had ginger hair before,
oh yeah,
now continue to make fun of the fact they're in a wheelchair. It's cool. It's just a part of them now,
Yeah. But you've got to feel within yourself
that it's a special topic. Yeah. But if you've never joked with your friend like that before, Don't start doing it now.
No.
No.
No. I had someone at work say, come along, hop along. It's like, dude, that's not okay.
No.
That is not okay.
I will smack you. I used to drive my wheelchair into people's ankles.
Oh, sorry, didn't see
I was
that.
like, you're going to ignore me. You're going to ignore me because I'm now in a wheelchair. Wow. I want to see you ignore the pain in your ankles.
Ignore this. I remember quite vividly when I came out of hospital, I was laying on the sofa as a 9-year-old and all my friends came to visit me.
Aww.
Yeah, sounds nice. And they were so scared and they just stood in the lounge and stared at me. And my mum sort of had to kind of usher them away. That's all I really remember of it. I was quite ill. Yeah, it was pretty horrendous.
Don't stare. That's one thing.
Stare.
In kind of like contrast to that, one of the first weekends I was allowed out of hospital, my primary school friends, who we had this little gang. We still do. Hi guys. And they came over to see me, and I was at the time, I feel like I have to put a vomit warning on every video, but vomit warning. So I was constantly vomiting. I mean non-stop. So I was getting really dehydrated because I couldn't stop vomiting, but I was allowed home for the weekend. And they came in and they just sat and chatted to me as if this was not happening.
Wow.
Like, we just talked about life and clothes, and I think 2 of them had boyfriends at the time, so there was like boyfriend drama. Totally awful. I really think you should dump him. I mean, that time that you went to that blah, and they just were so fine with it. I just thought, you people are amazing. I love you so much. And then we had a discussion about getting married, and they were like, you'll definitely be the first one to get married. And I was like, I spent a month unable to stop vomiting. I feel so unattractive right now. But the fact that they thought that about me just meant the world to me. Just right up to the time I got married, the first one to get married, it made me happy because I was like, they believed in me. So what do you guys think? What are your top tips, would you say, for someone dealing with a friend or an acquaintance or even a family member who has developed a disability or an illness? What works? And what worked for you if that was you in that position? Let us know down below in the comments. Also, like this video if you've really enjoyed it. Yay! And make sure you go and check out Jen's channel.
Yes.
Which is
I'm
really
there
cool.
right now.
And she does really cool hair stuff. Like braids that I cannot do.
Oh, we'll have a lesson.
You should braid my hair.
Yes, I can braid your hair.
I'll curl your hair and you can braid my hair.
Yes.
It's so girly this moment. I love it.